Well, folks, it's that time. I'm nothing if not a man of my word. As I lost Unsanctioned Couch Battle, I lost the series finale, I lost pretty much all of Series 3. It wasn't even close. I got blown out of the water. So, the very last punishment that we drew, Astra picked that I had to watch any match of his choosing. And the one that he picked was not really the one that he wanted. So I'm just going to reach off screen here for a second. The one that he picked was the one that he could actually find a copy of online, which was this match as you see down in the bottom right here. Scott Steiner versus Triple H for the World Heavyweight Championship. This is the Retribution. This was at No Way Out in 2003. So, yeah, a VHS tape. That's what this is, folks. If you don't know what a VHS tape is, that's what this is. But that's the match that he chose, because that was the one that was available online that he was able to find. But the one that he really wanted was from Royal Rumble 2003. But he couldn't find a copy of this, so he picked No Way Out, but this is what he wanted. So I reached out to a friend of mine who I knew was going to have a copy of this, because he's a big wrestling fan. And I got a copy of that. So I now have a DVD copy of Royal Rumble 2003 that I'm going to sit down and watch Scott Steiner versus Triple H for the World Heavyweight Championship. I believe Ric Flair is also in it. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there now. Just so that you guys all see it. Look, it's a DVD. More or less, I want to make sure that you guys know I'm watching a legitimate copy of this. The DVD. We're going to go put it in the Xbox here now. So here we go. Look, it's all shiny and stuff. Oh, look, see, you see the Xbox. It's going in. Where's it? There it is. When is the last time you ever watched a DVD? I wanna pose that question to you guys in the comments and see what you guys say. All right, so I'm not going to be watching all of this on camera. I'm going to sit down and watch it here now, and I'm going to do a little bit something else. So, this stopped. Ugh. What? I don't even know what that was. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and watch this. So, you guys are going to see me in just a second here now, okay? All right. Okay, folks, so I just finished up watching this match here, and I just want to say right off the bat here, it actually wasn't that bad for how much flack it gets. It wasn't awful. So I'm not gonna be playing the match here, of course. So you can see it just down below on the TV there. Stone Cold is watching it with me, but overall, it was fine. You hear about a lot of things about this match here that it's awful. It's this horrible matchup and all this fun stuff, but it wasn't bad. So it started off here when I was watching it. You know, giving the run through here. Triple H is the champ. Blah 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 blah. All that good old fun stuff. And Big Papa Pump, they have their matches and their stuff. And I just want to say right off the bat, Scott Steiner is a terrifying human being. When you look at him, he is a scary looking man. They called him Freakzilla, and that is an incredibly appropriate name for him. I mean, like, good God, the size of this man, the pure physique here. I don't ever really remember seeing him. I haven't watched a lot of his matches, so it's weird seeing him without sunglasses on. Very, very strange. But this year, the DVD went through and it covered the build up to their match. Big Papa Pump coming out and doing his thing. I'm Scott Steiner, genetic freak, and all that fun stuff, and kissing his biceps, and like a terrifying human being. So it goes through and it covers their arm wrestling match. So the build up to this was apparently it was an arm wrestling contest. So they did that, and then they that was cool, and then they did a pose off, and then they did push up contests. Like this was what was going on here. This was the build up to the matches. Bam! As you get that that sick kick right there. You know, like what is even This is prime WWE at this time. It's incredible. And then the good old beatdown and all this fun stuff. And then Scott Steiner starts throwing some dudes. So that was the build up to this match. And honestly, it was fine. There's trips in his underwear getting thrown around and more push ups and stuff. But one thing that I saw through this whole match, if we can, let's get a shot of Big Papa Pump doing his thing, and Jonathan Coachman in the background. Oh, yeah. So that's the build up to it, and then you get their entrances. We skipped all that. I mean, we've seen Triple H do this time and time again. We get the thing that everybody does in the shower at all times. Triple H doing his thing, and then you get the sirens coming in as Big Papa Pump comes in, holla if you hear me, all that fun stuff. But like, just what? People don't naturally look like that. There's one thing that I'm remembering here now, as I just finished reading The Death of WCW, and they went very in depth with Scott Steiner, and how all of a sudden he came back one day, and he looked like that. He looked like that. And he was just literally a genetic freak. But they also talked about his temper and how aggressive he would get on on a snap. Just all of a sudden he would just blow up and be completely pissed. Oh, wait. Oh, like you have, yes, probably not. His piss could probably burn through the cup, but you know, you can't discredit the amount of work that goes into actually looking like that. And then they have all this stuff here. Look at him. Look at him. It's always been some of the strangest biceps I've ever seen. I don't want to body shame, but it's always been such a strange thing seeing his biceps, because he's huge. But his biceps are they're like oranges. It's like an orange underneath his skin. So we're actually getting into the match here, and you know, you have Hebner going on and actually giving like a solid pre-match speak. It made it feel like a big fight, which was really cool. He's like, I know what you're doing, I know what you're like, and I know what you're like, as he's pointing at all three of the guys. He's like, I ain't taking none of this shit from any of you. And I like that. I like that a lot. But the start of this match here, you'll see, you get this little interaction here, and blow, back and forth. And then for the longest while here now, it's pretty much Steiner. Steiner just takes over, and he is just beating the piss out of H. Let's see. There's a section here. I think it's this coming up right here. Chop. Chop. And then he starts clubbing. So chop. Club. Chop. Club. And like, that's super cool. And Triple H being, you know, say what you will about the guy. He is a legitimate pro, and he is one of the best that there is. He's really good. People didn't like him at the time because it was a reign of terrors, but like, he did stuff for this, like for Scott Steiner, who came out of WCW, and you know, that whole thing with WCW versus WWF, WWE, whatever you want to say. How all of the invaders looked like shit coming out of it. But then he had this match here with Scott Steiner where he made Scott look like $1 million, and he sold for him like crazy. These punches look awful. We'll say that much. But Triple H tried and did honestly make Scott look really good, because you can see this is all just Triple H taking the babyface beating, but he's not. He is the heel, and he's just like, bam! Steiner was just working his lower back the whole match, and I liked that, because that's smart. The Steiner recliner works the lower back, so all these blows, the clubbing blows to the back, slamming him into the ring post and everything, that's going to weaken and hurt his lower back. But they're still going, and it's still all Scott Steiner. Like, look at this. The Boston Crab locked in, working the lower back. It's smart. I like that. I actually really do like that. And they're still just going. And going. And there you go. Alright, so Triple H gets a little bit of offense. But no. Scott Steiner still cuts him off with a bear hug and just keeps going. And then it goes a little bit back and forth here. Like, It starts to pick up. He's trying to get Steiner recliner. No, Ric Flair does what managers do, where he hauls him out of the ring. He's like, no, 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 no. That's not going to happen. Steiner's have none of it. I like this, but Hebner's also like, no, get back in here. I'm looking at this match, and this was fine. This match was perfectly fine. We got a replay of that boot, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, there it is. See, wait for it. Whoopa! See, it's good. This match, it wasn't anything special, but it also wasn't as bad as people made it out to be. When you read online, when you look at this matchup, people shit on it ruthlessly and call it one of the worst Royal Rumble matches of all time. Like, what are you talking about? I have seen so many worse matches than this. This was passable. I wasn't blown away or excited or super into it, but I was watching it. I was invested in the story and having a good time. So Triple H is going through, but the main story is he takes an absolute beating. Flair being Flair is being a little bit dirty. You know, that traditional, heel being, hey man, come on Hebner, what are you doing? As Flair's choking him out on the outside. You got that fun stuff. But it's going, and this match tells a story throughout. Scott Steiner, they make him look like a monster. He's taken on Flair and Triple H here. And he's still fighting back. He's still going. The stomps, the boots, choking him out, and here comes Flair again. You can see him behind the ref there. See? Yeah. Doing this thing, just having fun. I don't know. And wait for it. Ah! And at that point there, JR and Jerry Lawler are just talking about the strength of Scott Steiner to get out of the pedigree like that. But it's all back and forth. And Steiner just throwing trips around, man. This match, it was fine. I think Astra could have picked a lot worse matches for me to watch than this. And the traditional Tombstone Piledriver reversal. There you go. And no, for some reason, Trips put him up on a shoulder. Now that I'm not entirely sure what that was supposed to be. Like, was that... It almost looked like he was supposed to go for, the traditional neck breaker or like a cutter of something. I don't know. And I don't think Steiner knew either. And I think at the point, JR and Lawler were saying, oh, that was almost a diamond cutter. It's like, okay. I mean, sure. But it's Triple H doing everything he can here, and at some point it gets really dirty, it gets greasy. Whereas there's got to be coming up here shortly, because Steiner is still just going. He's still an absolute monster in this matchup. Wait for it. Still just beating, just getting tossed around, belly to belly suplex. See, the thing is, I honestly don't like belly to belly suplexes. I think they're they look bad, but with Steiner, they looked legit because it was legit. And here, thought he was gonna go for the pedigree. That was a bit sloppy, but yeah, this stuff happens. Trying to see here. Oh, we got a superplex. Boom, good. Still Trips just selling like a champ. And here we go. Him and Ric Flair leaving. You get some dirty stuff happening here, of course. But Flair, selling, bumping, doing his thing. And boom. So from here, you deal with that. Trips gets hit in the face with the championship. Comes back. Oh, he's bust open. It's a bloody, bloody mess. Try to keep that to a minimum here because YouTube is YouTube and they'll be angry about that, I'm sure. But it just goes. And now the storyline here is Triple H is just trying to get out. He knows he can't beat Scott Steiner, so he's just trying to get out. He's like, no. Here's wee baby Michael Cole and Taz and Kimmel. But I think this had a... Oh, God, what is his name? Oh, the announcer's gone from me right now. The Fink. Howard Finkel. Howard Fink? Fink? Gone. But they had the Fink. The Fink was doing the announcing for this match, and that was really nice. And Trips is just a bloody mess. But, like, they're trying to get her through the crowd. And Steiner's like, no, come back. And he's just miles ahead of Triple H here. It's fun. Just going and going and going. And Flair at this point is, being Flair and still going. And everything's fine. And like you see right here. And there goes Hebner. tossed out. 'Cause Triple H at this point, he's like, well, if I can't win, then I'm just going to make it a DQ finish so I keep my belt. And that's what they're saying. And Hebner's like, no, none of this. None of this. And he's going to and is he going to forget? No. No, Hebner's having none of it. Screw you, Triple H. See, this calls back to the beginning of the match where Hebner is like, I know you. I know what you guys are like. None of this shit. And Triple H is like, what are you talking about? No way. Add more belly-to-belly suplexes, looking like $1,000,000. If Bayley did that as her finisher with that same level of ferocity, I would believe it a lot more. And this is how it goes. See? Love it. Oh, we getting a little bit of dirt here now as Steiner's going to trips. Oh, bam! Nut shot. Loves it. And now Triple H tries to take over. Goes for the roll up here. Nope. Steiner still manages to kick out. He's you can't stop him with everything that they've done to try and take him out. Nah. Got the sledgehammer. Hebner definitely sees it here coming up. He's like, oh, come on. What's this? Get out of here, Hebner. Whoopah! And there you go. He finally has to call it. So just like that. I can see that people might be a little bit upset with the finish, but I mean, it's this whole story of the match is we can't take him out. You can't stop Scott Steiner no matter what you do. He's a genetic freak, Freakzilla. He's going to just keep coming back like a savage fucking dog. There you go. You call the match. Oh, look. Oh, my God. Look at that. Look at that. I don't know if you can see it. Hold on. Let me see if I can, Okay. Do you see that? Do you see that beautiful whale tail? I don't know if you can see the cursor. No, you can't. But you see that? You see that thong? Love it. Scott Steiner was repping a thong this whole matchup. And Hurl Hebner, so this is the finish of the matchup. All this stuff is just afterwards. But still makes Steiner look like $1,000,000. Because he's just like, nah, none of this. None of it. I don't know. I don't see why people were so upset with this match. It makes Steiner look like a beast. I'm sure some backstage politicking, what is that the word I'm looking for? Made us that Steiner, didn't get what I guess some people would think that he deserves. But Steiner recliner in there and trips. Triple H made him look like $1,000,000 here. Little Nate's there. All the refs like, nah. Eric Bischoff, blah, 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 blah. So that's it. I mean, that's that match. I think Astra could have picked a lot worse. There's that belly button. My word. But Triple H made Scott Steiner look like $1,000,000. And Astra, I mean, you got to step up your game. If that is the worst match that you think that I would suffer watching, you're a fool. You're a fool. The amount of trash that I have watched and consumed in my wrestling career, in my wrestling life, you have no idea. You have no idea, Astra, the shit that I have watched. So this was nothing. This was fun. I enjoyed this. But that's it. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me for this look back at Big Papa Pump, at Triple H, and the matchup that they had at Royal Rumble 2003. They had another match afterwards at No Way Out. I have the VHS tape for that. I don't think I'll do anything with that, though. But, I mean, this was fine. I had a good time. Whatever. So, if you liked it, go ahead, click the thumbs up, leave a comment down below if you agree with me that this match isn't as bad as people have let on. If you want to let me know any other matches that are worse than this, go for it. Let's have a little parlay, a little discussion in the chat. And I'll put this one out here for you, Astra. The video I had 2 matches picked out in the event that you drew this. So let's go ahead and say that you're very fortunate that I picked this and you didn't, as I had Donald Trump versus Rosie O'Donnell as one option, or Queen Charmel versus, the name escapes me right now, but that was a match from TNA. So the fact that you gave me Scott Steiner versus Triple H, whoa, this was fine. So everybody, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for checking out Unsanctioned Couch Battle. When you did, it was a great pleasure to make it and to do it. Even through all the technical difficulties, I had a fantastic time doing it. And now, holla if you hear me. Woo! I'm Plastic Bag Man. Goodbye.